the 3 blushes from the new Peach collection. I'm so excited to try these. And I also have a few other things to try. This one's not mine. My mom bought it for herself, but she let me try. She's gonna let me try it. So I think we're gonna use this today. It's the Too Faced Shake Your Pom Poms little mini palette. Isn't that so cute? I'm in love with the colors in here. Like, there's so much you can do. You can like spice it up with the pink or the green, but every day, like, it's like totally an everyday wearable palette. So let's just get started. I'm gonna prime my face with this. Ooh, it's really jelly. If you haven't seen, this is supposed to be like super tacky and like make your makeup stick, which would be fantastic. Ooh, yeah, definitely is a sticky base. A lot stickier than what I'm used to. But that should be really good to help keep the makeup on. And that's what I want ultimately. I'm gonna use my Estee Lauder Double Wear shampoo again today. Ultimately, you want your obviously putting makeup on, you want it to stay and not break up or get patchy throughout the day, so I have high hopes for this, guys. Just blend that in. So I did like this when I tried it last time. So it is a little bit more, leans more towards the matte side. Like the lady told me, she's like, if you have like dry skin, you won't like it, but I don't find it particularly drying. She said it's more for like oily to combo skin types, but like I said, I didn't find it particularly drying. And like I said, my face isn't, or not super dry in general, but you know, I didn't feel it super dry. Cool. Let's add a little bit more coverage, get it all off my finger, and we'll do this with the sponge. It lasted. I did all my little tricks, which I'll do again today to make my mascara, my makeup last in the heat. So like that's the one thing I will say with living in the desert, like, or even if you have dry skin, like you should try to do like a comfort matte, like the Too Faced Peach one, when you're somewhere where it's really hot, because you can offset that with like your moisturizer and all of that stuff. Not like you can't offset it like a whole bunch, but you can offset it enough that like it shouldn't be too drying. All right, so let's see if the lady at Sephora matched me correctly with this. Ooh, looks like it. It's definitely not like a stark white like that e.l.f. one that I tried, which I hate, by the way. Like legit, I am so glad that that is a cheaper foundation because it creases so bad on me. Like, doesn't matter what I do, creases so bad. So I will not be buying that in a new shade. I don't know what voodoo magic the other people who love it, like Tati loves it, like Tati Westbrook, she loves it. I don't know what voodoo magic she does to like get herself to love it, but it is like, on me, it is terrible. I'm gonna add just a slight more to this side. I forgot that the lady at Sephora told me to let it like dry a little bit more, so I'm gonna let it do that just a teensy bit more, and then I'm gonna let it cure on my face a little bit. So is there any like launches that you're super excited about? Because honest to God, when I saw these, I want the palette too, but I was told I couldn't buy it by my sister. Does anybody get bouts of insomnia? Like, I'm not an insomniac. Like, I legit don't get insomnia that much. But, let me tell you, last night I could not fall asleep. It wasn't until like freaking 2:30 in the morning that I finally went to sleep. Which, I don't do that anymore. So far, I am liking this. It is super dewy compared to Shape Tape, but it's not as thick or as dewy as like Tarte's Creaseless Concealer. So I'm setting my under eye with the Pretty Vulgar Mad About It translucent setting powder. Surprisingly, it's not that drying for a matte powder. And that's kind of why I like the Too Faced one too, because it's as much the Peach Perfect Matte Translucent Powder. As much as that is mattifying, it's not so mattifying that my skin feels like the desert afterwards. I'm going to brighten up the under eye just a little bit with the Essence Brighten Up Banana Powder, just to kind of cancel out what the setting powder did. Look nice and awake since I didn't sleep very much. And then I'll set the rest of my face just lightly. So, like, as mattifying as it is, it's not so mattifying that, like, literally you are just sucking all the moisture out. Like, I can still feel the tacky base of the primer. So, and I'm not using a lot. So that's one of my things is I try not to use a lot. So, like, I don't know if you can see, like, there's barely any on the brush. So I just basically I'm trying to take away the majority of the stickiness, okay? That way, you know, powders will adhere a little better. I don't have a bronzer. Let's try the Perk It Up. I think it is, right? Perk It Up. Let's try this. It is a little peachy. It's got a peachy undertone. But maybe it's just, it'll add just a little bit of warmth and not peachiness. It's doable. I won't go overboard, just adding a little dimension to the skin. Maybe it might look like I just got like a sun-kissed glow type deal. This is my face real quick, and I'm just going to use Max Fix Plus today. Like, drench my face. I literally look like I just got rained on. Use my handy-dandy hands to help, and then use my sponge to pounce everything back in. So this is to seal that first layer. Highlight the face with Essence Pure Nude. Like, I love this because it's definitely just a glow. It's not super chunky with sparkles. But it definitely just gives And you can make it blinding, or you can tone it down to make it seem natural. So amazing, in my opinion. Okay, so for blush, let me see. I think I'm gonna do Fresh and Peachy. It's a little bit darker. I think I'm gonna go with that one. Yes. Just blend them all together. And then just a small spritz. Still looks like I just drenched my face, but that's not how it is. Just again, I see a hair in between my eyeballs. There we go. Okay, so now let's do the eyes. We're gonna go in with this one. One of the things that I love about these palettes is that there's always a transition shade. I have the peach one. There's always a transition shade, and there's always a darker shade to like deepen the look. But all of them work together. Like there's no, like sometimes I get palettes, like big palettes, and there's a random color that never seems like it's gonna work. This looks like it'll work all the way around. So I'm gonna take this shade right here, which is Get Laid Over. And I'm going to pop that right here in the transition area. Right above the crease. Trying not to take it too far into the crease, which is, you know, the socket of your eye. I'm just gonna I'm taking it to like where the bridge of my nose is. Like I'm not trying to contour my nose with this shade, I'm just bringing it in. I found this has actually really worked in opening up my eyes a little bit. So that's the new thing I like to do. And next I'm gonna go in with Tough Coconuts, which is the deeper brown shade, and I'm gonna put that in my crease and buff it up just a little bit. It has like a peachy coconutty smell. Like it's not overpowering, like I can barely smell it, but it's there. So my husband and I are celebrating 7 years of marriage on Sunday. It's hard to believe we've been married 7 years. Like, I feel like I've known him forever, which I've known him for over 10 years now. But like, I feel like I've just known him forever, which is great. Obviously, that's how you should feel when you're married to somebody. But it's just so weird at the same time. I'm just taking that Get Laid Over and just, I'm gonna lightly buff it out. Make sure there's no harsh lines or anything. So it's still like so weird because like, and then sometimes it feels like we just got married. Like that's kind of the vibe I get, so to speak. So I think I'm gonna go in with vitamin C, and then I'm gonna take this, which is I'm Out of Here, and put that on like the lower lash line. I really want to use that green color. It's so pretty. So I'm gonna take my finger and use it, and I'm gonna put this all over the lid. I think I might need to wet the shade a little bit because it's not really, there we go. Yeah, so this one's definitely a shade. Even if you use your finger, you're gonna want to wet it because without it, it doesn't really show up the way that you would want it, which is weird because generally when you use your finger, it usually works better than like when you use a brush. So I'm just buffing that and blending it right. Get it wet for the other eye first. Ooh. Definitely performs a lot different when wet. Which, not a bad thing at all. So first I'm gonna do this and buff around those edges. Make it all seamless and pretty. But I'm gonna take the dark chocolate shade in here, which is Let's Bounce. And I'm gonna try to line my lash line. Let's see if I can do it. Trying to get better at this. Oopsie. Trying to blend that a little bit. Oh, well, I now have to do it on this side. Give myself a little wing. That's not what I planned to do. Alright, so I'm going to take that palm shade, I'm Out of Here, and I'm going to run that on my lower lash line. It's definitely more of a chunky olive green. Just in the fact that like the pigment is mostly the glitter, like the gold glitter that's in it. But I still like it. We'll see what. And then I'm just gonna take the lightest shade, Get Laid Over again, and just buff it out a little bit. I'm gonna prime my eyelashes. Oh wait, before I do that, I'm gonna do one last setting spray. balance out all of the sprinkles. Okay, so prime my lashes. And then while those dry, do my brows. I'm trying to reshape them a little bit and let them grow in. We'll see how long I can be patient enough to let that happen. And I'll set that with my Anastasia brow gel, which I think I finally got the hang of. Watch, I say that and then I get it everywhere. Some pretty bold brows, guys. Alright, and then I'm going to use the Tarte Big Ego mascara. Just and for lips, just because it's all I have in front of me right now, I'm going to use the it's the Milani Bold Matte in I Am Smart. Yeah, number 04. There you have it. If you like this video, please give it a big thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe to my channel. And I will see you in my next one.